But yeah, man, me going through that, it's actually heightened my senses when it comes to dancing and what passion really is. It's also the driving force of me identifying what was missing from the scene, from everybody's scene. Right. The reason Shab's passing was the catalyst for even me being here.
For real?
Yeah, bro, because me going through all that and finally getting my mind enough to function out in the open around people, because I used to get bad anxiety being around people. All right, especially post COVID, right? Because I don't want to get sick because I got a compromised immune system because of this shit. So, I'm scared all the time. Oh, I was. And Castro was like, "Hey, man, I got a homie out there who I've been teaching. You should hook up with him, and he be doing events." I'm like, "Who the fuck do you know in Australia?" And I keep forgetting that he has a lot of friends out here. Come to find out, it was
Ollie.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
shout outs to Ollie.
Shout out to Ollie. Right? So I hook up with Ollie. He's like, "Yeah, come down to the event. Blah blah blah. I'll show you some stuff and see how you go." And me going to that event last year was a big step for me.
In Footscray when I met when we actually
spoke.
Yeah.
So that was like my defining factor, the test if I could be around a large group of people without freaking the fuck out and having a fucking anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Or having my heart get stuck.
Yeah.
Some byproduct of tachycardia or whatever it is. So my heart rate gets stuck and it'll just stay there.
Oh, fuck.
Even though I'm just sitting down normal.
Damn.
Plus it's caused by like high blood pressure and shit like that. But yeah, man, so that was like a test. Like even going there to Footscray was like rough driving. I was like starting to go into that attack, and then it kind of like subsided over time, breathe through it.
Yeah.
And then just meeting and talking to people, let my mind not wander.
Yeah.
And go in another direction where like, bro, you're okay. Stop fucking tripping. Everything's gonna be okay. So talking to you and Ollie and meeting everybody and seeing everybody I haven't seen before, whatnot. So that helped quite a bit. But I was going out of my comfort zone and that protection because it was just like, I got to do something. Yeah. And then I had already figured everything out by that point as far as what was missing, but I didn't know how to get that out there because I had started advertising for classes, but nobody was biting on the planet.
I think I recall you saying something.
Yeah. Like, and then August rolls around. I want to say it was August. And I got like one person hit me up, and I was like, okay, cool. And then nothing. Right. So the mental health part's playing with me like, oh shit, man. I really got to get this shit kicking off. I got to get this shit out of my head. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I started increasing how many lives I did. Like I was doing lives like crazy during COVID. Yeah. But then when Shab passed away, it made it a bit harder because I was so in my own little world and caught up. Like you go through like mental health issues and anxiety, like nobody really truly understands. Like nobody understands that it's not a weakness. It's just, that's some real shit, bro. Like you're not just hiding that, Yeah. Some people can hide it very good. And then some people just, they don't cope. But if you don't deal with it and work with it or get help or try to find a way to minimize the side effects of what it can do to you, then you will meet your demise, and you have to be. And I'm a victim of it, so it's easy for me to say that, right? I have no issue saying it. It's just it took some time for me to go, okay, it's not your fault that nobody hits you up. It's just that's just what's happening. So this past November, we're planning to go to Queensland. First family trip, which was even more like, oh, fuck, okay. Yeah. Like this is extreme in comparison to me going to that event. Yeah. So, okay, let's do it. So we're going to Queensland in November because my daughter had a cheerleading competition. Right.
That as a parent would support.
Yeah. At first I wasn't going to go, but then I was like, okay, I'll go. Yeah. All right. And I had to slowly prepare my brain and my body and things like that and make sure I got all my meds, not mental meds because I'm not on that, but my blood pressure medication, make sure everything's there. Yeah. And, the plane, the airport and everything, I was just, oh my God, I just want this to be over. Damn. Holy shit, man. This is so hard to deal with. And then I was dealing with a lot of other shit during that. We can talk about that too.
Yeah.
But I was dealing with a bunch of shit while I was there.
Yeah.
And then came back. And then as I was there, like I want to say 2 days before we left Queensland in November, all of a sudden, magically, I had like 3 people hit me up for classes.
Hey.
Just out of nowhere. Like, hey, I was wondering if you teach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I'm thinking like, hey, that's all of a sudden. And then like literally probably in that same day, another person hit me up. And I'm like, I was like, I ain't putting no video out.
Yeah.
I ain't putting no video out. I was thinking like maybe somebody told somebody. Right? And I was like, cool. All right. Yeah. I could do this. I'm just away. You know, we'll book it in for next week or a couple weeks, whatnot. We do it online. You know, then like a third and fourth person within like 2, maybe like a day and a half or so. So I had like 5 classes in like 3 days pop up out of nowhere.
Fresh.
Just out of just all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is good. Okay. Let's roll with that. Let's just focus our mind on that, and that should help with things like which it quite did. Then I ended up we get back, do a couple classes, and then something happened. I think maybe my blood pressure spiked or something like that, and I ended up going to the hospital.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I got hospitalized again. And then I ended up getting really... No, it wasn't my blood pressure. I got sick.
Right.
I thought I had COVID. I was just badly dehydrated. Right?
It'll get
Which,
you.
I mean, I did get sick, but I got sick right after I came back from Queensland.
Right.
Got like dirt dog sick. And then I got badly dehydrated and I fainted. Almost hurt myself real bad.
Oh, fuck.
And then went to the hospital. Did okay. I was still pretty fucked up. And then like a couple weeks later or a week later or so, something like that, I ended up going to the end of year barbecue for the poppers and shit. So I was still like at half of what I was at this barbecue.
Yeah.
Like I was not well. I should not have been there. Right?
Damn.
But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. And my wife's like, you should really go. Like you should do it. Right?
That's good.
And I did it, you know, and from that I started getting more people, you know, hitting me up classes because they saw footage of me popping. Still got a little bit of daddy belly, but they were still like, how is that motherfucker moving like that?
It adds to the brand,
Yeah,
man.
exactly, right? So I was like, cool, man, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And it kind of just worked from there, man. But yeah, but mostly what I've been doing behind the scenes, bro, is I've been dealing with a lot of small fires. So because of the infighting and the issues I had in the past, it kind of trickled and built itself into the actual scene worldwide over time.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was being able to identify what caused that, and is that a byproduct of what I ended up doing back then.
Right.
Right? Which most people won't be able to see, but I know what it is when it happens. I'm like, okay, this is this. They're acting like this. This comes from this. So I need to address this. So I've been pretty much fixing the destruction I've done from like fucking 15, 16 something plus years ago, right?
Oh.
And a lot of that actually does translate into a lot of the issues that pop up now. So one of the things I also do is try to make sure people are not trying to harm others, right? Try to have some type of peace and common ground. The issue that popped up where I was like, okay, this is both personal and this is both something like I have to make a decision when I do interact because I'm like, okay, is me interacting going to turn the popping world upside down again? So I have to be very careful, right?
Yeah.
There's a bit of responsibility there because even I had to be told like, look, man, every time you're involved in something, some shit goes either really good or it goes just fucking right? And I'm like, yeah, they're right. Because I've seen it happen so many times after the fact, after I left G-Style, that, yeah, that's a real thing that a lot of people don't realize it's happening. And that adds to the anxiety. But there was an issue that popped up when I was in Queensland, overseas. There was an event, like a charity event for a young lady in England. And they was doing a fundraiser for her, which I thought was like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
All right, it's an online battle thing.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman, I dare not say his name, Fuck it, I'm just joking. I don't give a fuck. No, his name is fucking Noah, right?
Right.
And Noah used to be in the crew with us. Noah Campbellock, or I forgot his actual last name, but he went by Noah Campbellock. So Noah used to be in the crew in G-Style out of the Netherlands.
Right.
Right? And he's a strange cat, right? But he's still a good dude. He was put in, I think, by way of Hitmaster Fish.
Okay.
And, he was all right, but he's just... I didn't know that there was some type of mental health issue there. Right? And, or people had big issues with him. He's always been cool with me every time I've had an interaction online with him. Right? Except for this whole situation. And he ended up joining this online battle, which was for a charity, so no big deal. Ends up losing or get voted out, and he starts cussing and all this on this. And this is a live battle, right? It's not like they can cut it and edit it. Yeah. And he's cussing. There's like kids in there watching this and all types of shit. Fuck. And it's talking about he's just going ape shit, right? Just not on whatsoever. So I'm watching this shit unfold while I'm in Queensland, and I hit him up. I'm like, I'm telling everybody, look, I'll see what's wrong. Let me see what's wrong with him. And the reason for that is because when Shab was still alive, Shab used to look after Don Campbell. Here's the connection. So, and we all knew this for years, but not a lot of people realized that I actually had a connection to them. So before Don passed away, Shab used to go and visit Don. Now, Don and him used to have their little discrepancies, beef, but since squashed that, and he used to go out there and visit Don in the hospital when he was sick before he passed, right?
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Don. So, what most people didn't realize is that Noah is Don's nephew.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy before.
So Double D is Don's stepson, but Noah and Double D are cousins.
Right.
That's where the connection is. So out of respect for his uncle and his family that's in the States, which, I've been around Double D, around Dennis and them. That's why I reached out to him to see why the fuck are you going crazy? Like nothing what you're saying sounds altogether there.
Yeah. And
me being a person who dealt with mental health, I'm like, okay, somebody needs to talk to him. We need to talk to him and see what's going on, because that's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Rather than just be dismissive and it's because, okay, yeah, he said some fucked up shit. That shouldn't be happening.
Exactly.
For him. Exactly. Just for that guy. Like, I don't see where that's going. I know the reasons why he's acting like that. I need to talk to him. So I did. And he just went crazy. Like, he just wasn't listening to anything I was saying. Making threats, death threats, and all types of crazy shit.
Fuck.
Got the receipts for it and everything. Never got rid of it.
Yeah. No, you don't want to get rid of that shit.
Yeah. Made sure I recorded all the calls, too.
Yeah.
So this way he can't jump back on there and say anything. And I told him, I was like, hey, man, all this shit's recorded, bro. Like, so you can go and say what you want, but I got your voice on here saying otherwise. So you can go for it. And having to deal with that, and I deal with that out of respect of his uncle and his family, because he's kind of pushed to the side because he grew up in the Netherlands. So that the African American side of him he's kind of cut off from that.
Yeah, it's a disconnect.
There's a bit of a disconnect, and me knowing that and knowing Don and Dennis, his cousin Double D, it's kind of like I felt for him. Like, man, like the reason why you're acting like that is because you haven't addressed that disconnect, and you got kids.
Facts.
So as one man to another, and then secondary one person of color to another, I'm like, I gotta talk to this dude to see if I can talk some sense into him. If I can't, then I can't.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get through. I couldn't get through to him. So I had to cut him off. Like, look, brother, you need to get help.
Yeah.
It's okay not to be okay and to admit that. And you don't see that this is the cause of this, but it is. And I've been there. But I'm going to have to cut you off because you're getting way too vile.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous. Then it got to the point where he started acting a bit too erratic, and I was like, bro, now you talking about hurting me. We can get on some gangster shit if you like. I don't care. I can say that shit in the open air because I truly don't. I don't want to harm nobody or nothing like that. No. But you're not going to threaten me, talking about you're going to hurt me or kill me or anything. Like you're going to take me away from my family. We're not doing that. No. Not today. That's not what we're doing. So made it very clear to the gentleman. That's not going to work for you. Yeah. I will fucking maul you. Yeah. You will eat the fuck up. You can try if you like. Yeah. I will maul you. Right?
You can beat the fucking devil out of his body, man.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm not trying to be that guy. I haven't gotten into a fight in 11 years. I made a promise to my wife, no fights. But you pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, brother, don't be sitting up there trying to make death threats and stupid shit like that. You ain't in your right head, and you saying all this other stuff. So it turned into that. But outside of that, like that's pretty much the extreme of what I've been dealing with, and I haven't had to deal with it since. But I know that a lot of that stems from a lot of shit his situation is different, but a lot of the problems that do pop up, I know it comes from that beef from back then. Because everybody wanted to get involved. When they shouldn't have gotten involved, right? I think it was just something to do, and everybody just, they think they're better than this. And it's like, that was never the fight.
Yeah.
Never was.
No.
We never wanted that. It was just I had an issue with somebody, and I was very ill-equipped to deal with that situation. Period. We since hashed that up. Everybody knows that. Y'all seen the pictures. I talked to him here and there. I think I just messaged them like last month to check on him. So, that's all behind you. But there's still some people out there who's caught up in that. Oh, they think that, EBs is cloning this, that, other. Like even some students that come across them like, yeah, man, we're not doing that.
Yeah, that's done.
That's done. That's like 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
Everybody's caught up on that and not caught up on the moves. Like people are still doing the Fresno weird. And you worrying about somebody copying the EB. Like you still do the Fresno weird.
Yeah. Including the supposed clone.